Of course, you can write an evacuation plan, and it's pretty standard to write an evacuation plan for people. It's not so standard to write an evacuation plan when you have to include hundreds of dogs and cats as well. That is a conversation that we have a lot, which is how much time would we truly have in an emergency like a fire? So that's definitely one of the things that we think about a lot when we're talking about emergency response and emergency planning is, how do we factor the animals into a lot of our plans? My name is Stephanie Bilbrow. I'm the Director of Life-Saving Operations at Austin Pets Alive. Austin Pets Alive is one of the largest nonprofit no-kill shelters in the U.S. Our facility is often taking in dozens of animals every day. And so my teams are responsible for selecting who's coming into our program, doing their intake exams, seeing their care through from beginning to end of their stay with us. I think one of the biggest challenges to safety or emergency response is just how spread out we are. A lot of our staff is working remote. We run multiple locations. And so just knowing that not everyone is in one place and that has its own communication challenges. So the search for a program like AlertMedia came out of recognizing that we didn't have a really great system for mass notification. So being able to reach everybody at once with the same message through a central system. I think that's the other thing that's really important to us is the message isn't getting diluted or relying on, a game of telephone essentially to make sure that everyone has the right information is really something that we were looking for that thankfully AlertMedia has solved for us. Probably most notable situation where we used AlertMedia was when Austin and really all of Central Texas had a big sort of winter storm move through. There was several days of below freezing weather, a big ice storm came through, and it affected our campus in ways that we didn't even anticipate. So we had no power for several days, we had no running water for several days, and we still had animals on campus that staff needed to come in and take care of. And so being able to use AlertMedia to quickly communicate with our staff about what was happening on campus, what was happening with the animals, and we were also able to use the system to reach out to our staff and just check in on everybody. Here on our campus, our animal care staff, they're often out and about. They're not in front of their computers. They're not in a place where email is easy access. And so knowing that we can reach everybody quickly by, just by pinging their phone that is likely already in their pocket or already in their hands, that takes a lot of the anxiety around, that critical step of just needing to communicate with everybody. Another improvement is that it's made it really easy for our staff to communicate back to us. And so whereas before, you might send out an email and then step away from your computer and you may not see any of the responses, this now is a really quick way for people to be able to communicate back to the administration at APA, not only in response to a notification, but also if they see their own emergency. And so I think that is one of the biggest improvements is just being able to streamline that communication.